we're back. This time you can see us. So I'm not going to do the introduction again because
why not, bro?
We already did it,
Whatever,
and
man.
I've already got it recorded.
Whatever,
so deal with it.
Whatever.
So what are we going to talk about today?
Yeah, we got a lot to talk about today. We have too much to talk about today.
Come on, let's get the title in here, cause
Let's
it's
see.
true colors
Ooh, that was
shining
Ooh,
through.
that was good.
I see your
True colors. Because
that's what I want.
I
Y'all-
don't know the
I have
words
no
to
idea.
that song.
First of all, y'all remember Anchorman?
Yes.
Sky rockets in flame.
Afternoon delight.
That's what it felt like for me today. I'm not gonna lie to you. Plausible Foolishness, man. We got so much to talk about today. It is insane.
Seriously, it is literally crazy.
The true colors are coming out, man.
Oh yeah.
True colors.
Good thing it's June.
Do we start at the top?
Hey man, by the way, happy Juneteenth.
Juneteenth.
Happy
Juneteenth.
Juneteenth, buddy.
Matt.
Happy
You know,
Juneteenth.
Yeah.
I really celebrated hard my Juneteenth. Because to me, I mean, July.
I remember when I was 3 years old,
Yeah.
and my parents. Well, I mean, this is my first memory of
Sure.
Juneteenth. It was what a wonderful celebration
Yeah.
of blackness
Yeah.
and of
I can't.
I'm
even,
sorry, I can't finish the story
I-
because this is a 2-year-old holiday.
Yeah, I can't give you.
Now
a
it's a real deal. I think it's a wonderful thing that we celebrate.
It's a real celebration in Texas, where it originated.
Because that was the last state to.
Yes,
Yeah,
100%. 100%.
I think it's
practicing
a wonderful thing for our nation to celebrate.
100%.
I think it's fantastic. I just don't like all the
circumstances around it? They forced
the
us?
moral superiority that people feel because they're celebrating this thing that's been around in the nation's collective consciousness for 2 years now.
Oh,
Yeah.
by the way, last year, should I mention the fact that Trump tried to get it
Yes.
a national holiday?
No, Orange Man bad.
Yeah, no,
He's
you can't.
always bad.
You can't do that. You can't do that.
Why didn't it happen?
Because that would have given Orange Man a win.
Yeah, a big.
Oh,
win.
so
Yes.
somebody
And,
blocked it?
Yes.
Yeah, the
Most
Democrats.
of the crap tornado that happened last year, a lot of the stuff could have been avoided, but we didn't want to because that would have given Orange Man a win.
Yeah.
We don't want to do that because Orange Man bad.
Yeah, they actually shut down Congress, so they didn't have to vote on it.
Wow, that's
What?
that sounds like a people that care about racial unity.
100%.
Oh, yeah.
They care
Oh, yeah.
so much.
So much.
And from a president that has been in power for, 47
And
years
then a
now?
year later, they make it a national holiday, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
When they can vote for it, and it looks good for Democrats.
Exactly.
Correct.
These are the scum of the earth.
Hey, listen, they can get Juneteenth. They can get that on the
I'm
books.
for Juneteenth.
I'm for
What I also don't like is when people say it's the real Independence Day.
Yeah, but
Why
who's-
did
but
they
who's
have to
saying
call it
that?
Independence Day?
Oh, like
but here's my
woke
thing.
people.
Yeah, but woke people. Here's the thing: Twitter is not real.
Well,
life.
but in my real life, I've got friends who are saying that crap.
Yes.
Yeah, but are they really celebrating Juneteenth? What are they doing to celebrate Juneteenth?
What
are they doing?
Doing hacktivism online.
Online.
Probably.
Hacktivism. I like that.
They're doing
Hacktivism.
online
That's a good way of saying it.
celebrations, which never translates in real life. I'll give you an example. You guys want a recent example of Twitter not being real life? Andrew Yang has 1.9 million followers on Twitter.
Cool.
He's in a he's in a
Yeah.
mayor race
The
in
Yang-
New York City.
Yang Gang.
Yeah, how'd Yang Gang doing that? Spoiler.
I don't think he got that many votes.
No,
In New York City
in New York City
for the mayor,
for the mayor.
who beat him.
Some jabroni named Andrew blah 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 something. Or not
Okay.
Andrew Yang,
but
some other
not
name.
like De Blasio. Or,
No.
Okay,
De
good.
Blasio has no shot of ever getting voted back in
Yeah.
because he's a train wreck. But Democrats battling Democrats, this schmuck that no one's heard of, look it up and fact check me later on. I think he only has 14,000 followers on Twitter. Handily owned Andrew Yang, who has 1.9 million followers on Twitter.
But Andrew Yang wants to give everybody $2,000 a week.
Well, everybody loves Andrew Yang.
Or a month. Excuse me,
Listen,
a month.
everybody loves Andrew Yang except for
Voters.
people in real life. Voters.
Everybody.
Crazy, right?
Or maybe people did show up in droves,
No.
and our election systems in New York can't be trusted. I don't
Which
know.
is it? Which is it? Which
I
is it?
don't know.
Who knows? I've lost faith in the system.
Because I don't think that. I think Andrew Yang upsets some of the balance in the Democrat Party too.
Well, I mean, you got to keep the bureaucracy going.
Yeah.
You know.
So,
Come on.
getting back to what you were saying about Independence Day, because I
Juneteenth.
really want to,
Yeah.
want to cover that a little bit
The
more.
real
Everyone
Independence
celebrates
Day.
Juneteenth now.
Okay,
Anybody
where
who
did where did
cares about black
Juneteenth
people.
start? Where did it start?
It started with African. It started with freed slaves who had fought in the
1865.
1865. Yes.
In Texas, because they were the last ones to
Yes.
actually get the message that, hey,
Yeah.
guess what, guys, you're
Yes.
free.
You mean when Republicans sent people into Texas to
Republicans
make
sent-
sure that the Emancipation Proclamation
Was actually followed.
well, which was created by a Republican president,
Mhm.
you know, or like signed into law by a Republican president,
Correct.
was fully enacted in the state of Texas.
Sorry, I laugh every time I hear about Abraham Lincoln because the woke people said that he didn't do enough for black people. Like, like literally, like the same
He
people,
only.
the same people that are. This was hilarious. The same people that are celebrating Juneteenth online
Yeah.
are the same people that are telling kids, specifically in San Francisco, which we talked about on the show, that Abe Lincoln did not do enough for black people.
But why do they have to call it Independence Day? When
It's Emancipation Day.
in Texas, they call it Emancipation Day, which
Emancipation
makes a lot more sense
Yeah.
than Independence Day, which is usually celebrated on July 4th.
Well,
apparently
because
independent-
they're making the statement that July 4th is a sham and a hoax and
But it's
a
named after the
travesty,
Declaration
a
of
sham, a
Independence.
mockery, a Travis mockery from to borrow Glenn Beck.
Yeah.
And
Beck.
that you know it you know July 4th 1776 was really about perpetuating racism, you know, all of the 1619 project
Yeah.
garbage, and that this is the real day because, you know, up until that time, you know, black people weren't free.
Top of the field. Who was the first death in the Revolutionary War?
It was a
It was
black man,
it was a black man.
a black
Really?
patriot.
Yeah.
Ooh, wow.
Do you know that?
I did not know that.
Black Patriot was the first death in the Revolutionary War.
Seriously, I did not know that. That's
Who was the first slave owner in America?
A black man from South Carolina.
Oh,
What?
wow.
We don't talk about that.
no.
We don't talk about that.
Actually fought in the courts
He fought
to
Supreme
make
Court,
sure that his
yes.
indentured servant, though his time was up and his debt was paid, couldn't actually be free.
Wait, you talking about Kamala Harris?
No. That's what her family did in Jamaica.
Yeah, but didn't Kamala Harris do that in California? Like when people. had
Oh well,
evidence
yeah,
that-
She did. She did get in the way of evidence that would have freed black men from the prison system in California. Yeah, you
So,
got a good
wait a
point
minute,
there.
so
And hid
what
the
you're saying-
evidence.
Well, she comes from a long line of people
So,
who like slaving black men.
oh, like Democrats.
Yeah, well, not just Democrats, her family
True.
in Jamaica.
So one could say that she's part of the systematic racism that she allegedly is fighting.
Oh yeah, well, if we're gonna talk, I mean, in some ways, systematic racism doesn't exist. That statement is true because what's the law that
Sure.
is making that not true? Let's find it, and they don't have something for us. You know, there's the occasional thing about like the prison reform and stuff like that. Cool. You know, Orange Man did some prison
first
reform.
step
I don't know if you
First
knew
step
that.
out, Yeah.
Anyway, but then the other side of it is the other side. Systemic racism is true. Is also kind of a true statement when you consider what the Democrat Party has done to make sure that black people never really break free from the chains of poverty and
Wait, the Democrats?
the welfare state and or breaking out, you know, getting freed from prison,
Yeah.
Kamala Harris style. You know?
Stop. Which is what Democrats do. But to your point, the people celebrating, quote unquote, and I say that term very loosely, celebrating Juneteenth, are they Democrats? Most of them?
I would say,
Not really.
well,
I mean, but the people that are feigning that they're actually
Yeah,
celebrating
Oh
it.
yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah,
Are
they're definitely
Democrats.
going to put a Juneteenth sticker on their Twitter feed.
Did you guys see my social media post on Juneteenth? I was like, by the way, if you're Democrat, you have no business celebrating Juneteenth. You can't.
Yeah.
You actually cannot celebrate this.
You were part of the
You-
problem.
you
that
were
you were
part
the
of
ones
overcome.
being told that you needed to get rid of your slaves.
Yes.
You were the issue.
Well, you weren't. You weren't because you weren't alive
ancestors.
then.
yeah,
Yeah.
but
but
party that you represent.
the ideological heritage of your party is such that they were the ones.
Yeah, you
being
can't
told.
celebrate it. Sorry.
That's the thing. That's the thing. The ideological heritage. So they are right that on July 4th, when we declared our independence from the King of England,
Yes.
right, and we declared that all men are created equal and that they are endowed by the Creator with certain inalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
Yeah,
Preach it.
When they declared that, there were people who were enslaved at that time.
Yes.
And they weren't freed until June 19th, 1865. The last man wasn't freed until then.
Mhm.
Okay? That is all true. But to say that July 4th was really about perpetuating slavery and that America was built on slavery is entirely garbage, because it is the ideological heritage of July 4th that led to June 19th.
Yes.
Yes. We are the first
1865.
country to abolish slavery after our creation.
Yeah. Well,
No other country has ever done that, where we've done a 180 on a certain idea.
What about England?
England did it too, though. But did England?
Well after we did.
I thought they did it before.
I think before
No,
us.
way after.
You
Well, okay,
sure?
well, no, they stopped the slave trade before us.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay,
They didn't
Well, that was
abolish
Wilberforce.
slavery
Okay.
until much after.
Okay.
Okay.
But to be fair,
To be fair,
we're the only country that lost 500,000 people fighting to end it too. I mean, we literally paid in blood. So, which is hilarious because CRT and social justice warriors want us to continue to pay for the sin of racism that we already paid for a long time ago. But to be fair, most of the people celebrating Juneteenth are disingenuous and weren't doing anything different in their lives that
Or just-
day. Sorry.
Well, there's
Sorry.
or just bought and sold into a lie, a
Yeah.
complete and utter lie, and they don't know it, and it makes me sad. It makes me
'cause
sad.
it's true
Tell me what I feel.
colors.
First fun comment of the day comes from Clapper. I want to give love to Sing Nurse Sanita. Comments, I hear a good voice in the background. That would be Dusty, our producer, by the way. Just throwing that out there. I would show you his face, but he's not going to be revealed until down the road. But we will reveal him very soon, and so on and so forth. But
Oh yeah.
do you see that? There's a good voice, man. Face not shown on the screen. Listen, Dusty, he's the right hand of the producer. He speaks when spoken to. Big plans for him though, in the very near future. But you will see a sexy face. Because if you think this face looks good, and I know you know that face looks good, ladies,
What can I say?
ladies, I'm so sorry. We're all married and we have children. We're off the market. Okay, I'm so
And we
sorry.
are very happily married.
Yes. We're off the market. We're good. Yeah. We're all wifed up, man. I've got the rubber band ring, though, because my fingers are so fat. It just is what it
And
is.
you,
I lift a little bit. What just happened?
What?
thank you, Dusty, for paying your mandatory taxes. You will not be flogged this week.
Yes.
Aw.
100%. You will not be flogged.
Come on, I'd like that.
But
I mean, it's going to cost you, though.
Sanita, we
How many
appreciate
times?
we appreciate the love on Clapper. And especially if you're on Clapper right now, head over to twitch.tv/plausiblepoolishness. That's twitch.tv/plausiblepoolishness. Check out this sexy face, that sexy face, hear that sexy voice.
Well,
And,
hello
And hear
there.
it through the microphone.
for the microphones.
That's right.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
We keep
We
improving.
got good voices on this crew. But now, here's
Mine's a
what
little nasally, if I don't consciously push my voice through my throat.
Well, hello there.
Hi.
But if I do,
Ooh.
Oh yeah. Now, True Colors. Sorry, we gotta get back to the True Colors now.
Yes, we
Listen, True Colors. It is funny watching the woke mob celebrate something that they're not really celebrating. Twitter's not.
That I
real
don't
life.
think any of the woke mob have ever celebrated until all of a sudden, ooh, Juneteenth.
but
Yes,
you know what? Yeah,
that's-
exactly.
That's the
Oh,
thing.
here's a way we can virtue signal.
Virtue signal.
Hooray!
But
For
all-
us, we're amazing.
Hey, wokeness. All you did was give the federal government one more holiday.
Yeah, but you know
another
what?
paid
You know
holiday.
what? You know what? Here's the beauty of it to me. I think they thought that Republicans would be like, "You dirty dogs.
No.
This is disgusting." Instead, they're like, "Yeah, man, that's a great holiday.
Great.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
100%.
Let's do it.
We're with that. Let's go."
Did you hear about the only 14 people voted against this bill? Did you know why?
Well, the reason was because they wanted to name it Independence Day and not Emancipation Day.
Ding, 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 ding.
Which was hilarious because AOC had to eat her words because she was like, yeah, she was like acting surprised that Republicans actually were going to vote for this. We're like, yeah, that sounds like a great idea. Like
Let's do it.
I have no problem with that holiday.
We should celebrate it. We absolutely should.
Sure.
That's a great thing to celebrate.
My only problem with the holiday is if you're a professing Democrat, you have no business celebrating it. Because here's the rules. Fair is fair, right? Let's just go on the morality of whatever. You guys are both white men.
Yes.
You're cis, gender, whatever the frick that means.
Somewhat.
I'm straight, yes.
You're straight. That means you do what God intended you to do.
I'm super straight, actually.
I mean, just beyond straight.
By the liberal logic scale, I am super straight.
Yeah.
Also.
Both
so
of you are
I don't understand
followers
what that
of Christ, so you both are Christians. So you
God,
triple
yeah,
whammy.
yeah.
Well, 4
Jesus,
whammies. You're males, white, and you like chicks.
I'm not entirely white.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, nobody really is entirely white. I mean, he's Jewish. He doesn't call it, man. That's where that great beard comes from.
What do they call it?
He's a Jew.
What's the new right term for Native American?
It's indigenous people.
Indigenous
It's
people.
indigenous people.
I'm
Used to be
First Nations.
First Nation. Okay.
Did
you
know
want to
that-
get
if I want to
really
be
pretentious?
Canadian.
First Nations? Oh, yeah, Canadians. Yeah, they're doing a great job. How those pastors doing in Canada? Anyways, or gym
Still
owners.
in jail.
Gym owners are getting arrested now too.
Yeah, still in jail.
Still in jail. Pastors.
Yeah, for doing nothing but trying to do what they were called to do.
But yeah, I want to rant on that for a second, but I do want to get back to, like, you guys are 4 whammies of oppression, right? You're white males who do what God intended and love women, and you love following Jesus.
So Ray, I have a question for you. Do you feel oppressed?
I just feel super oppressed every single day. I posted a picture.
See the violence inherent in the system. See the violence inherent in the system. Look, I'm being oppressed.
No, my buddy, we have a mutual friend named Adam, and he was busting my balls the other day. And I posted a picture. I did a night swim in my pool at my house, and Adam was like, "What? You just living your best life over there? Nobody can tell this guy's oppressed." I'm like, bro.
Hey, keep it down, man. Keep it down.
Listen, man. Yeah, exactly. It's like, no, but I mean, what's funny to that point too. There was a video that's circulating. Look it up. It's a black father talking about CRT, and he's like
with his kid.
Yeah, with his kid. He's literally it's like, well, that one, but there's another one. He's at a PTA meeting, and he's like, please tell me that I'm oppressed. I have 2 medical degrees. I'm kicking butt, and I hire a bunch of white people just like you. So please tell me how I'm oppressed. And I've said that too. A lot of the show.
That's the thing, man. It's so
But the thing is, this is like Juneteenth should be a reflection of the fact how much
it should be a celebration that this evil ended.
It did.
We should have one for when abortion gets outlawed too.
Amen.
That's the day I'm gonna be celebrating in the streets.
Yeah, but I mean, think about this, right? So back kind of to Juneteenth, right? The reality is this: think about it has been over 160 years since that moment.
Yeah.
Almost 160 years. We're rolling up on it very quickly. How much has life progressed at this point? How in the world, you as a black man, and I say black man specifically because, no offense, it is regressive to me to even call somebody a person of color, because I was around long enough to remember when colored was a bad statement. Y'all remember that?
Well, we got even more. Now it's a BIPOC, a black indigenous person of color.
God, I can't handle this anymore. Like Latinx. But anyways, like, my point is this.
Well, it goes right into the
almost none of the Latin community uses.
No, not at all.
Or the fact that there are now white Hispanics and dark Hispanics.
Well, the thing is, like, Hispanics from, like...
What?
You got to divide at every level. You have to be divided at every level as much as they can.
Yeah. But
because too many people are waking up to the fact that our government is run not by people in our government.
No.
You know?
Yes.
That the banks and the globalists, all that jazz,
Rothschilds, all of them,
the bureaucrats, all of that garbage runs our country and the world, and that government has been the problem.
Yeah. Well,
all this time.
So back to Juneteenth, I just want to say this: it should be a celebration of how amazing this country is. God's blessed this country to the point where there's indentured slavery still going on to this day in parts of the world.
Mm-hmm.
Our country, a beacon, light. Not obviously we're not Zion. We're not eventually where we're going to end up. But this is the best. This is the best country this side of heaven right now. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and for us to overcome that to the point where we've voted a black president twice. We've the amount of wealth that's been generated for African American communities, opportunities, the things that you just see on a regular basis. To me, it's just laughable. I mean, I take the Morgan Freeman stance. It's like, stop talking about race. It's over. Because that's the thing. It's like I'm a half black, half white guy, married to a white girl who's got Jew and English and I think German in her. What do I tell my daughters they are?
An American.
I tell them, first of all, you need to be a follower of Christ. Secondly,
True.
you're an American.
True.
And, American's third on the list. It's like, you're a follower of Christ, but you're a part of this family. You're my daughter, a Weisenbarger, who's in Bubbler, even though that's like not even my biological name, but I love it because it's my dad's name. You're a Weisenbarger, then you're an American.
Yeah.
We make jokes about it all the time. Like my daughters are, and I think it's hilarious. My daughters will, like Violet always picks the white dolls, and my youngest daughter always picks the black dolls. She loves the black dolls every single time. Raven loves the black dolls.
Good for her.
And exactly, because that's how my kids don't see that.
Yeah.
All they see is, daddy's brown and mommy's light. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
what
Okay.
do you do?
That's the reality.
Never in my house.
my daughters, we're an all white family,
You
quote
whiteys.
unquote whiteys.
You're a Jew.
But like
They hate you
Gwendolyn thinks that like all the time we'll run into pretty black ladies and she'll be like, she'll just tell them, I think you're so pretty. She just loves the look of dark skin.
Okay.
Cool.
Because,
Whatever. Awesome.
like, here's the thing: racism's taught, right? You go back to the '50s and you see all the craziness. It was taught, right? It was.
Mhm.
So I don't smash my grandparents for whatever sin they transgressed or whatever. Does that make sense?
Sure.
But here's the thing: we're being taught racism now, but in the complete opposite way. We're taught that every white person's evil. We're taught that whatever. Now we're all evil.
Let me
We're
tell
all
you an
falling short of-
interesting story.
Go ahead.
My grandfather, he's actually my step grandfather.
Yep.
Because my grandma remarried him. Grandpa Harry. Interesting dude. Worked his butt. I mean, he was making beautiful carpentry well into his 70s and stuff, But dude was racist as all get out.
Sure.
So like he'd be reading the newspaper and talking about like in Miami when they would come to visit and be like, dang Cubans ruining blah 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 blah. We lived next door to a Cuban guy. He was over in that guy's yard all the time, just
All the time.
hanging out, shooting the crap,
Yep.
helping him with whatever project. On a one-to-one basis, he was totally cool. It was just at large people groups
Yep.
were a big problem.
Yep.
He would tell us stories about fighting the Italians on his block when he was young and stuff like that. Ridiculous stuff. It was just a ridiculous thing that he hung
Sure.
on to because it was all he'd known his whole life.
Yep.
But when it came down on a person-to-person level, he was over there every day.
It's magical.
Thought he was a good guy.
Listen, it's magical what happens when reality intercedes, right? Like, I'll give you an example. You guys, you follow my social media. How many people talk smack or like, oh, I blah blah blah, hurt you, blah blah blah. Me and Adam joke about this. My buddy Adam, 7 foot, 500+ pound dude, monster. People talk trash to him like they're actually gonna do something to him online. They talk so tough. They do the same thing to me.
I
Guys
think it's
bench 600
hilarious
pounds.
because you have videos of you bench
Dude.
pressing just insane amounts of weight.
I try to tell people the truth. Okay.
Like
Well-
you could just literally pick them up with one hand, and toss them, and be like,
listen.
"Wait, was that my kid or was that?"
Oh, yeah.
Okay, no, that was just
Yeah.
a liberal.
Listen, I have in-laws
There's
in
a-
my life that talk trash, all kind of smack. Family members that talk smack. But it's magical what happens when you actually run into them in real life. They get so nice all of a sudden.
Oh, hey, Ray.
Oh,
Whoa.
you're
Who's
so
you
low.
Hey,
Oh.
how you doing?
And it's the same thing with racism. I'll give you an example. My grandma, my mama, okay? you could make the claim that she was a racist. She grew up in Podunk, Ohio, never saw a black person. I'm probably the first black person she ever ran into. Okay. And to this day, I will tell you, I'm a Mamaw's boy. She's been dead for 2 years, and I love her. I don't know if she was saved or not. I pray to God that she was, okay? But my thing is this. I'm a Mamaw's boy to the day I die. That woman loved me, spoiled me. She loved me so much.
Yep.
I think
Now,
that's awesome.
And that's what, that's the thing is, like, when these people who are trying their hardest to drum up racism now,
Yeah.
because it's non-existent. It's really non-existent.
Mhm.
Like, it's non-existent. I'm sorry. I have to say it. I have to tell the truth. The only thing they can hold on to is maybe 3 or 4 generations back. And most of those people are dead. They're dead. Most of them are dead. And the sins of the white man of oppressing all those people you're pissed at are dead.
All the people that they oppressed are most likely dead.
They're dead too. And guess what? You got here somehow. Magically, you survived all that.
But what about Black Wall Street? What about redlining? What about this?
What about
that?
What about it? What about it?
It hasn't been an issue for over 50 years. Redlining was an issue back in the 50s.
Well, tell me this. Why are the hottest areas in cities predominantly urban communities? Global warming is systemic racism, bro.
Math is systemic racism.
Yeah. I mean,
everything is
everything's global.
Seriously.
Everything is racist.
Yeah, I mean, the point is this, man. Long story short is this. All you Juneteenth sycophants, awesome. You're not really celebrating real life. You're full of it. And if you're a Democrat, which you 9 times out of 10 you probably are a Democrat, it's disingenuous because if you're a Democrat, you should know your history, and you shouldn't you shouldn't celebrate Juneteenth because you were the ones that were keeping slavery going on. But I don't want to beat this one to death, but we had to talk about this one because some of
definitely.
their true colors, man, which is crazy.
Because it's
some more true colors that are going on out there, which is hilarious. Speaking of crime, crime is up. Murders and gun deaths
Oh yeah.
up across the country.
Just insane amounts. And what do the President of the United States attribute it to?
what global warming, clearly.
Global warming and
White supremacy.
guns.
Guns?
Guns.
Oh no way! I'm so shocked.
Yes, he's going after the gun manufacturers.
Oh.
And his news
So
conference.
the gun manufacturers have been, they've been trucking in shipments of weapons to
Yes.
lawless Portland.
Yes. Yeah, that's
Wow.
what they're doing. They are deliberately putting guns in the hands of people, bad
For
people.
free. For free.
Time out. You were confusing George Soros bringing bricks and weapons and so on and so forth to Portland, like he normally does.
Oh, that's
Just
right.
stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, that is
But
right.
no guns.
Yeah.
When the riots were going on, how there were pallets of bricks just mysteriously all around
Showing
the city
up.
waiting for.
When the riots are going, they're still going on now.
Yeah, that's
This-
true.
They are
They're
still,
going.
happening.
Portland's still burning.
Yes.
Like it's.
I was
burning.
more thinking about like when the federal government was running guns through Libya to through Benghazi.
Yeah.
That name sounds so familiar.
Yeah.
Why does that sound familiar?
What happened
That's
at
weird.
Benghazi?
Epstein still killed himself.
Well, apparently, who just killed himself?
John McAfee,
Whoa!
The guy-
Whoa!
the
We
guy who
went
made
there.
The McAfee.
antivirus software.
Antivirus
Yeah,
software?
yeah.
Yeah.
So he was in prison in Spain.
Oh.
Yep.
Well, did you finish what you were saying about crime in Portland?
Oh, we'll get back to it. Don't worry.
Okay,
I'm gonna hit that.
Well, John McAfee was in prison in Spain. I'm not sure why he was in. I guess he was arrested
Tax evasion.
for tax evasion.
Yep.
He basically said, "I made all
But,
this money. Why am I paying all this taxes?
Yeah.
Piss off! I'm gonna go to." Did he go to? Where did he go? He went
Switzerland.
Switzerland.
Yeah.
I thought it was okay. Yeah. That's possible. Yeah.
So,
I think so.
supposedly he committed suicide in jail once he found out that his extradition went through and he was going to be sent back to America to face penalties for tax evasion because he had made like $23.1 million in cryptocurrencies, like advertising
Yeah.
cryptocurrencies.
Mhm.
He
You
was
know,
the forefront of that. Yeah.
and they, of course, the IRS wants
He wasn't
their
even,
money. Once they money.
That's how he wasn't
They
even living
Epsteined
in the
him?
States when the cryptocurrency stuff started. He wasn't living there.
Hmm.
He wasn't in the States. So, like, no offense, federal government has no tie on that money. How do they have a tie on that money that he didn't?
That's a great question.
That's the thing that pisses me off about that story. Like how do you have?
Because you convert it into dollars.
What if you?
You can also do it into rubles
or
rubles or
like
marks or
you can convert it
pounds.
You can convert it directly into another cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
In
So
some
they
exchanges.
have no legitimate. Now I think he had problems with taxes before that because he left America and just didn't pay his taxes.
Yeah.
Okay. The libertarian in me is like
more
yay!
power to ya.
I mean, the libertarian in me, if I had enough money,
You know what?
do the same thing.
You know what those that tune is from?
What?
You never heard that tune?
Oh.
There's a Christian band named Petra,
Oh, ha, ha, ha.
and they've got a song called
Beyond
"More
Belief.
Power to Ya."
Beyond belief.
Petra. That's so fun. That's old school.
It is
I
old
love
school,
Petra.
but they have some good
They-
songs.
So, but what's funny about the story about your boy McAfee is he literally he got whacked, tattooed on his arm. He got it tattooed on his arm and told his lawyers, like, listen, show them the picture of this because I'm not killing myself. Because you gotta think about this. If he goes to an American prison, okay, he's going to white collar prisons. Okay, he's not going.
He's not going to federal pound you in the.
Yeah, he's not going to federal pound town. Blah 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 blah. You know what I mean? And the thing is, he's
Brown
tax evading.
Pound Town.
So it
That's
doesn't mean like
Office Space reference.
Yeah,
if you didn't know.
Yes.
like the brother. He's going in for tax evasion, so he's not going to be there for life. What the most he's going to get is like 2 or 3 years max.
Okay.
But
Well, I think hit the music.
Which one?
The conspiracy music. I want to ask this question. What do you guys think is the reason he got whacked? Why did he get suicided?
He ran into Hillary Clinton.
I mean, he probably has dirt on Hillary Clinton, but I mean, honestly, he knows a lot. He knows the Epstein stuff. He knows a lot.
You think
man.
that?
What do you
I know
think?
what it is.
You think
You
his
know that.
security
No.
software has a back door?
I mean, the thing is, this is like if you're involved in tech in any form or fashion, you literally have access to most of the information that's out there. Like
Especially security.
Yeah, I mean, Facebook knows everything about us. They know
Way
literally
too much.
everything about us. They know our social security. They know our bank statement. They know it all. Okay, to believe that they don't is hilarious.
You don't think Alexa doesn't know all that as
Alexa knows. My cell phone's spying on me right now. Clapper's spying on me right now. Like everything. The moment that the Patriot Act dropped, it's a free for all.
Oh,
Let's
yeah.
get real. It's a free for all.
True.
So
We
how
became a
much
commodity.
knowledge do you think the guy who invented software that blocks viruses knows about you, knows about all these people, knows about what's going on? Probably ran in those similar circles. Because if you, there's a documentary on Netflix about this guy. He was a crazy dude.
Okay.
And he hunted down youngins. Young gals. Very, very young. If you look at the Netflix documentary, they're young. Now,
Would you say he
You're
was
talking about
Epstein?
McAfee.
yep.
Okay, so he ran in the same circles.
He
so
ran
he's
those
not
circles.
he's not a scot-free,
No.
just tech billionaire.
No, because here's the thing. Like the joke was the girlfriend that in the documentary. The joke was the girlfriend like tried to kill him a couple times, but he liked that and the spiciness of her or something. Cause she
Stop! Don't touch me there. This is my no-no square. Stop! Don't touch me there. This is my no-no square.
I think that what they've done is effective. If you do that dance and sing that song, you will probably
Not
turn
do
off
absolutely anything.
any rapist
I don't
that
think a
might
rapist
want to
wants
be.
it. I don't think a rapist wants
After
it at
that,
this
after
point.
singing that dance and hearing that song, I think that it's like, okay, well, you ruined it for me.
Yeah.
I'm out of here.
So, but my thing is he ran in those same circles. Okay, he ran in those same circles. Why did Epstein have his own island? Because he wanted to get away with doing stuff he wanted to do. This guy ran around everywhere else, avoiding IRS and blah blah blah. Guy wanted to do what he wanted to do, and again, I'm not condoning that.
I
But
think
the dude knows things. He
Okay.
knows a lot more than you think.
I
from
think
the
you're
tech
right.
angle and
I
the
think you're
circles.
right. But I also think that then they wouldn't care about $23 million of cryptocurrency, except that cryptocurrency is a real problem for the federal banks, for the people who are trying to run the world.
Sure.
Cryptocurrency is a way out for the common man, and they're not down with that. They don't want a way out for the common man. They want to own the common man,
Sure.
hook, line, and sinker.
Sure.
And so they get this guy on cryptocurrency tax evasion violations. All right. They imprison him. He's a rich guy. They're doing this to a rich guy, to a billionaire, a tech billionaire.
Yep.
Oh my gosh! And then it was so bad that he killed himself. I don't want to do any. I don't know if I want to be in cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
Except that if you're like me, you say, cryptocurrency is the way, my friend. Let's go. They're not going to scare me out of this. They can. I got 2 words, and if you don't like that, I got 2 words for you. Sucker.
Shameless wrestling plug.
Amen.
Amen. But yeah, I mean that's the world. It's the true colors, right? The moment that you get power outside of their control, they don't like it. Same thing. The moment that their narratives blow up in their faces, because what all summer they burned down our cities, killed a bunch of people because defund the police, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They defunded the police, and now you have 533% increase in homicides in Portland. You have
And violent crimes.
And you got dramatic
rapes.
And what's funny is all the increases in crime in America are happening in Democratic-ran cities.
Oh, and did
Weird.
do you see how hard they're trying to hire new people, and
Yes.
nobody wants to be
Refund
a
the
police officer?
But Joe Biden said that if you're hearing all this stuff about the cities with the strictest gun laws having more crime, don't believe it. Don't believe it.
Don't
It's
believe
not
your lying
true.
eyes, man.
It's not true.
Don't
Did
believe
somebody
your
forget to
lying-
reset his router again? Because seriously, I watched that guy, and I can literally see when the internet connection breaks, and he just goes,
But here's the thing: is how do you say this stuff?
Dial up, be rough.
ding, 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 ding.
Well, how does the media let this go on when you got Puerto Ricans celebrating a Puerto Rican festival in Chicago over the weekend? It's on plain video. It's online, and probably you've seen it. It's the Giovanni, I forget the guy's last name, who basically got executed in the middle of the street. Okay,
There was
Did you
the
see
guy who
that?
got pulled out of his car.
pulled out of his car. Well, his girl got pulled out of his car. He goes to try to defend his girl, and some rando shoots him in the head. Now,
Yeah.
the reason why you're not hearing about it is because the crowd of people that pulled out this sweet young mom, by the way, and young father, Puerto Ricans from Cleveland, who were in Chicago that weekend. Weird, because Chicago has the strictest gun laws, but magically has the most
Homicides.
murders and homicides in America. We see it in plain time. They get attacked in their car, pulled out of their car, and executed. Executed by a mob of
By a mob
black
of
guys.
white men.
no, it's black guys.
By a mob of evil, racist, white
Well,
supremacists.
We've been told that there's mobs of MAGA hat wearing white people running around Chicago. Jesse Smollett
Oh, yeah.
incident completely blew
Hero.
up. Hero blew up that narrative. Here's the problem: people just kill black people all the time in Chicago. But guess what? Most of your violent attacks in Chicago happen to be black people. That's why we don't talk about it, which is crazy. Now, if you saw that video and thought, "Man,
It's all
white
due to global
supremacy,"
warming.
and then thought, "Man, gun laws, that really helped out," you're full of crap. Because the person that shot these people clearly didn't have a legal right to that gun. And let's get real: if our boy Giovanni had a weapon himself, probably would have changed.
I think it would have had a
Here's
different
the-
outcome.
Here's the deal. Here's the deal, my friends.
Yes.
I'm gonna put this as simply as I can.
Wait, are you going to explain me?
Lawbreakers break laws.
What?
And don't care about laws.
What?
Yeah, lawbreakers break laws. You make
No.
gun laws, they break them.
No, you're full of it. No.
The only thing
Law-
gun restrictions do is hurt law abiding. That keyword, law abiding, means they follow the law.
Yeah.
Citizens.
and or turn them into lawbreakers.
Yes.
Well, what's funny to me is the blue check marks that celebrate Juneteenth and are still Democrats, which is hilarious, and believe everything that's told to them on TV. When confronted with statistics that violence is going up during the Biden era, the statistics, those darn statistics, just get in the way. They're like, "Well, this started during the Trump era." Yeah, it did in Democrat-led cities that let this stuff happen.
Yeah.
Period.
They let it
W-
happen.
They
Yeah.
let it happen. He
Trump
even
offered
offered.
assistance.
He offered to help.
Hey, I've got the National Guard.
Yeah.
I can send them in
Would you
post haste.
would you like-
interested?
No.
No. This is just a summer of love
Summer of
until
love.
until it comes knocking on my door, and then
Seattle.
we gotta crack it down.
Seattle. That was great. Chop.
Chaz.
Chaz.
You changed it to
Chop.
Chop, but it'll always be Chaz in my heart.
Chaz.
Yeah, exactly. That's why. It'll always be Chaz in my heart.
It's just really
It's
gay.
magical
But,
jazz.
I mean, here's the thing. It's like, I think, here's my thing. You got, at some point, reality's got to creep in. And it really, I think it's creeping in hard right now. It really is. You got basically New York City. And the reason I keep bringing up the New York City mayoral election is because it kind of gives a reality check of the Democratic Party. Most normal human beings, even people that are dumb enough to vote Democrat, and I'll just say that nicely, you are dumb. But if you do decide to vote Democrat because you're a freaking moron now, and I say that as a person that votes Republican that doesn't say that he's a Republican, because I think Republicans are just as stupid too.
Preach
as
it.
Evidenced by many things, because they are feckless, weak, and pointless. Because really what Republican means now in 2021 is we're going to do the exact same thing the left does just 5 years later. That's really all it means. It's the same thing. Now, as a conservative guy who happens to vote for Republicans because whatever it is, what it is,
It doesn't want the government in his life.
yeah,
because
I
it
don't
just
I don't want the
screws
government in my
stuff
life.
up.
Yeah, just leave me alone. I say this: you're a moron if you vote for Democrats, but this is what happens. Oh, our cities suck. What should we do? Vote for a new mayor. What party is he for? The same as the other guy. And what's happening is that's how you get Gavin Newsom's and de Blasio's. Now, you're going to do the same thing because you're New York City and you're stupid. But here's what's funny. Most people, most rational, normal people, even the stupid Democrats, want police on the streets. Let me repeat that slowly. Even our fallen, dumb brothers who really love the Democratic Party still want cops on the streets. Because guess what? No matter how you break it down, even if you're blue check mark, Twitter, whatever, and these are the people that are saying, abolish police and blah, 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 blah. The moment someone breaks into your home, who are you calling? Who are you going to call?
My local representative in state government.
No, your local representative is getting drunk with a gay stripper in Miami and getting high. Oh, wait, did I say too soon for that joke? Too soon? Andrew Gillum. Anyways, did I say that out? But that's the reality situation.
Call the
Gillum.
local BLM chapter. There you
Yeah,
go.
that's weird. That's funny because BLM is having an internal crisis right now because they don't know what happened to $91 million.
96.
96
96.8.
now? Oh my gosh. They don't know what happened to $96
Call your local
million.
Black Panther chapter. They were about protecting the neighborhoods when they first started.
Where's the
I
Black
bet you I
Panthers?
can find some of it being, some of the mansions.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. What did Deep State say?
Rest in peace, McAfee. So sad. But he had no tales to tell. Trust me.
Deep State. That's
Deep
what we love.
State.
No, but I mean, let's get real. Like, even the dumb Democrats know that cops need to be on the streets, which is funny because the person that's winning in New York right now is all about refunding the police. Refund the police. You're going to see there's a civil war going on right now with the Democrats, and it's literally over this one issue because you have to have some semblance of intelligence. When Bill Clinton rose to popularity, even though he don't look up Haiti, don't look up half the stuff that went down in the Clinton administration, he at least brought crime back down because crime got bad under Bush.
You mean super predator Bill Clinton?
Super predator Bill Clinton, who actually made tougher laws and emboldened the police.
I did
lowered the
not
crime
have
rate.
sex with that woman.
Oh, jeez. I mean, but at this point, I mean, he was married to Hillary Clinton. I mean, I don't really blame him. I mean, I think in that
I don't
case,
think anyone
I'm surprised
blames
he
him.
lived through it.
I am too.
Well,
Yeah, but
somebody had to be president.
Time out of the field. The thing, to your point though, the Clintons are in it together. Okay,
Oh,
they
yeah.
kill people
True.
the same. It's just Hillary's just a little bit more obvious. When there's dirt on her, magically you die.
Well, and
Chris Sun.
Hill rhymes with kill.
Yeah,
It
it's just,
just-
the way. It's just.
I mean, it's just except Bill rhymes with kills.
Bill and Hill. Oh
Bill
gosh, my mind just blew.
Kill and
Bill.
Hillary. Kill
Kill Bill.
Man. Kill Bill.
Hey!
Kill him, Bill.
Woohoo!
Kill Bill.
Boy,
Part,
that really went someplace weird.
don't have dirt on him. Sorry, you got me thinking about
It's a
that
good
movie.
Great movie.
Love Kill Bill, so good. Anyways, but yeah, I mean, it's the true colors are coming out, right? The Democrats. The true colors. You guys burned down cities, killed people, destroyed property, destroyed your police forces for the name sake of George Floyd, who none of you guys talk about anymore, and for Black Lives Matter, that we don't know what happened to the money, and for basically a Marxist organization that was designed to destroy America. You've increased your murder rate and homicide rate, all under the banner of defund the police. But when push comes to shove, and you pull the fast one on Orange Man and got rid of Orange Man, now you keep going back to the police. It's like your true colors are shining through. You actually want law and order too.
You were willing to sacrifice a few hundred people to win a political
100%.
win a political debate, I guess.
100%. Question from Visible Clan member. Visible Clan member. Okay.
Viable.
Viable Clan member? Is that what it is?
Viable.
Gotcha. When did you guys figure all this out? I mean, go back to episode 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is episode 166.
Go back to episode 1 and just keep keep listening.
You'll find it on Facebook.
You find it on Facebook, YouTube. I mean, we're there, man. I mean, the thing is, this is like, it's not like we haven't been talking about this stuff. That's why none of this is shocking to us.
No.
Next week, if it comes out that Arizona magically the ballots got messed up somehow, and we actually audited the ballots. And what's weird is the computer that was attached to the internet switched Biden and Trump votes. It's weird.
To the tune of 30%.
If that happens, woo, and you're shocked. Didn't we talk about that before?
We did.
Oh, just like we
Yes,
talked
we
about
did.
masks, we talked about last week, which I went a little crazy last week, boys. I'm sorry. Was it that week or the week before? I went a little insane. 2 weeks ago?
2 weeks
I'd say
ago.
last week, the week before,
Yeah,
week before that.
I've been going on this I told
Every
you
episode.
rant, which, listen, at the end of the day, as guys who voted for Trump, and I voted for Trump twice, you voted for him this time. Sorry they screwed you over. Sorry they screwed your vote over this time. But
okay.
my point is this, like, at the end of the day, like, how do I say this? I keep saying this phrase, I'm tired of being right. And my wife, always checks my ego. She's like, Pride before the fall. You're right. You're right, honey. You're right. Okay. But we told you. We told you about the masks. We told you about COVID-19. We told you, we literally told you. The only thing that we've gotten wrong on this show is California. I got wrong California.
Yeah.
I thought California was flipping.
I thought it was
I'm gonna go red. I literally was like, California. All the people I know in California, I lived in California.
Here's the thing,
vibe.
though. The reason why we got California wrong is we had the wrong assumption. We saw everybody just vacating California, and they still are.
Yeah.
They keep coming here and to Texas, which they're coming here to the tune of 2,200 people a day to the state of Florida, which
Not
is
just
insane.
from California.
But
New York, we get like New York,
Yeah.
New Jersey.
Northeast.
the issue
all over
is
the place.
is the people that we thought were coming here, Democrats, they're not coming here.
It's the
It's
Republicans.
Republicans
All
that
the
are
Republicans
coming,
are coming
to Texas and Florida.
That's fair.
And the Democrats are just more overwhelming now
Yes.
in California. And,
Yes.
oh, by the way, did you see California is now paying all of the people that haven't paid the rent in the last year? They're paying that rent.
Gavin Newsom really doesn't want to get voted out.
250 what was it? $250 million or $250 billion?
Which is
Something like
amazing
that.
because that state was completely bankrupt. It is.
Oh,
it's
was?
still-
It still is.
Still is.
Still it's a touche.
Bankrupt on 2 levels.
When they legalized weed, though, they actually came. They surged. They did okay.
Yeah.
They legalized weed, but then
And they were like, look at all this money. We can go even crazier.
we'll spend more. But
And
yeah,
they did.
California. I lived there for 2.5 years. You know that?
We did.
I'm
I
so
lived in Cali
sorry.
for 2.5 years.
I'm so sorry.
And I went there with so much hope. I was like, oh man, I'm kind of like a cool guy. California Republic, the bear on the flag, Cali, bro.
Yeah, but you were way too conservative for California.
Well, no, I have Jesus in my heart. That's the problem. Is
Exactly.
You go to Satan's butthole there in L.A. and guess what?
Los
you find-
Angeles.
You find out very quickly. I mean, Los Angeles. I mean, fallen angels for a reason.
Yeah.
What?
In the
City of Angels?
fallen angels.
I mean, that's the problem. They should
where
say
the
it.
ocean meets the sand.
City of Angels, fallen angels, demons. That's really what it is. But what I was going to say was, yeah, man, it's True Colors came out. You know,
Oh, yeah.
I follow Christ, and True Colors came out, and I ran back to Florida, God's country. But it is funny.
It really is.
The other thing too that I thought was interesting this week that kind of popped up, Hillary Clinton's one of Hillary Clinton's top people who advocated against child abuse just got arrested for child abuse. I don't know if you guys saw that story.
No, not at all.
In Gateway. I gotta pull that one up. Crap. It's on Gateway Pundit. I can't do it because I'm doing a live stream with Clap. Those Clapper. Clapper.
We'll just send them on over to Twitch.tv.
Yeah, go to twitch.tv
Slash
plausible foolishness.
Yeah. Gotta get that slash in there.
Yeah, you gotta go to twitch.tv / plausible foolishness. Los Angeles, the brown eye of the devil. Yeah, it's true. I mean, it literally is. And I feel listen, I got a lot of followers of Christ that live in LA and they suffer through that, and it is a battle. It's a battle for them every single day, which is crazy. But anyways, one of her top people who was allegedly fighting. Yeah, what's his name?
Hillary Clinton campaign official and founder of org to end sexual violence against children is arrested on child rape charges. Sentenced to 13 years in prison. Joel Davis was a Hillary Clinton campaign official and founder of the organization Youth to End Sexual Violence. Joel was arrested in 2018 after engaging in sex with a child. Davis also had over 3,700 images and more than 330 videos of child pornography, including numerous images of prepubescent minors who had not attained even 12 years of age.
I see a true color. I mean,
Shining through.
do we need to keep going with this? I mean, that's what I'm trying to say is, like, this week has been very revealing for a lot of things, a lot of situations. And the top of the globalist pyramid. So, pedophiles showing themselves who they are. They're child abusers. Because that's what Democrats are. Sorry, I hate to.
And this country is so bad, so horrible, that 180,000 people cross the border.
Every day.
Our southern border. No,
Yes.
not every day. Just this last month.
Jeez.
The month prior to that, 179.
Yes.
The month prior to that, 168.
Well, we do have a board. We have some border information because we ripped apart cackling Joker. What's her name? Kimala? Chimera Harris. What?
Yeah, Joker Harris.
Kamala Harris.
What?
Kamala.
Oh, Kamala.
Kamala
Harris. Ding dong.
And remember,
Harris?
where are all the people that said? Remember, I talked about this last week. Where are all the people that said she broke the glass ceiling down? She's such an inspiration. All those people are crickets now. It's really weird. But she gets called out.
She's been to the border. Yeah.
No, she hasn't. Lester Holt called
wait.
her out on that.
Wait, what?
But now she's scheduled to go to the border.
Oh, okay.
Do you know why? Well, it took a man to do a woman's job, apparently. Because Donald Trump literally said, hey, I'll go to the border myself since you're not going, Kamala. And so Trump was going to go to the border, and then magically, she wakes up and says, I'm scheduled my time to go to the border. Now,
Oh, that's great of her.
it could be a saber rattle. It could be her saying, oh, I'm going to do it.
Kind of like, I'm going to Guatemala.
Hey,
And
man.
4 months later.
Listen, it's like most Democratic, lies. Like, I did not have sexual relations with that woman. I mean, it just is what it is. If you like your doctor, you can keep him. I mean, it's like any Democratic lie.
Oh, yeah.
We don't know if it. We'll see if it gets.
We're
actually
not coming
fulfilled.
for your guns. Just everybody's.
But I would love to see Trumpster show up to the border before she does. That would be hilarious. But fun fact on the border, the eyes of Texas are upon you, and Texas has just said, "Hey, screw the federal government. We'll get the job done, and we'll build the wall."
Oh, yeah. And
So-
what did the governor do? Hey, any of you states, if you want to throw some help this way, help us build it, we'd appreciate it. We don't need the money. We just need the materials and manpower. And what did Florida do?
Send resources, manpower.
Oh, yeah.
Because we're about it. I think Arizona's chipping in too now, right? Is
Yeah,
Arizona chipping in?
Arizona's starting the process to start building
Yes.
theirs.
And that's what's crazy. Florida, we don't have a border that attaches to Mexico. We're just the Gulf and blah blah blah. But we're willing to send resources to build the wall so that it's because that affects us too. You know
Well,
what I mean?
we're also not only sending resources to help build the wall, we're also sending resources to help enforce our border
Yes.
because they're just so overwhelmed. And it's ridiculous how bad it is.
That's the beauty of a crappy federal government, though. Think about this. If the federal government shows themselves completely null and void and completely stupid, it
Feckless.
forces
Feckless.
the states.
Great word. I
Feckless,
love it.
right?
Feckless.
It forces the states to defend its borders. It forces the states to do what they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Which is like, defend the border.
But here's the thing. It's in the Constitution that says it is there to protect.
Yeah, it's under the purview of the federal government.
Correct.
Yeah, but
It's actually one of the few things that they are supposed to do.
But
yeah,
when they can't
according
do
to the
that,
Constitution.
But if they can't do it, I'm gonna step up and do that for you. Clapper,
Yeah.
I gotta cut you guys off. We love you guys so much, but get over to twitch.tv/plausible foolishness. Come check this guy out. Come check me out. Head over to twitch.tv.
Also streaming on YouTube and Facebook, so
Yeah.
you can find us.
You got no excuse.
Dag-
Check
Nabbit.
out the beautiful beards.
Dagnabbit.
There's a lot of beards here.
You can't hide. See you guys later. Bye. But yeah, man. I just wanted to give them a taste. They gotta come over here.
Yeah.
They gotta come over here, man. But no, the true colors are coming out. You know what I mean? And the federal government has shown that once again, what have we said about government? It's pointless. They don't do what they're supposed to do. So
How many people here have had a great experience at the DMV
never,
or the post office?
never.
Because the post office makes so much money. I mean, they're having to throw it away. They're making so. Wait, no, they're
No.
running a deficit. Amtrak makes so much. Wait, no, they don't.
No.
Well, they make a lot of money from the government, from the
Sure.
federal government,
Sure.
in subsidies and stuff.
Well, they don't actually make money from the government. They take our money.
Yeah.
They just redistribute our money.
I don't see the difference.
It's like the meme, the Office meme. What's the girl's name? Like
Pam,
Bam. I don't see the difference.
what's the difference between these two
Yeah.
paintings? They're the same painting.
Speaking of can't see the difference, you have you ever seen a really old, not with it person with dementia in a nursing home?
Well, yeah. Actually,
Unfortunately,
it's like
yes.
a light bulb that just gets turned
very
off and
sad.
turned back
Yeah,
on.
it's sad. It's depressing, and when it happens to people, it's really sad. We, I can't even say it with Jay's face. We elected one into the White House, and
Yeah.
he's there right now. Dusty, you said there's some fun things that were going on. True colors got revealed
Oh, yes.
over the weekend of our favorite, most popular president in U.S. history of all time.
All
So Biden's
time.
having a press conference, which, yeah, I don't really call it a press conference. I call it an organized meeting.
Is he allowed to talk? I thought he gets in trouble. When
Oh, he
talks.
gets in trouble with his staff.
All
The
the
president
time.
of the United States gets in trouble with his staff for answering questions.
all the time.
Get
Ugh.
outta here.
And
Poor guy, man.
he's in the middle of this conference where he's talking about gun violence and how we need to go after the manufacturers of these heinous guns to stop these gun manufacturers from making these horrible.
Death machines.
Well, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And you can just literally see the lights shut off, and he'd just blank out. And it's
No.
not the first time he's done this.
No, he's the most popular president of all time.
It doesn't matter if he's popular, he's inept because he just completely lost all train of thought and couldn't get back to it to save his life.
I've seen him run upstairs. Okay, he's fit as a fiddle.
Yeah,
Physically
I've seen
and
that too.
mentally.
And Mario came up and threw a banana right in front of him.
I mean, but he eats ice cream. I mean, Uncle Joe, Grandpa
Yeah.
Joe eats ice cream. Ah!
And
You
he,
sound to me like a dog-faced pony soldier or whatever it was.
What is that?
Pony soldier.
What's a dog? What is that?
Yeah, you sound like a dog-faced pony soldier.
Oh, jeez.
This sounds like the talk of a dog-faced pony soldier, and I won't stand for it.
Won't stand for it whatsoever.
And the kids that would come up and rub my leg hairs and run it the wrong way, you know.
You know, he won't stand for a dog-faced pony
Listen,
soldier, but he
listen.
did speak at a KKK
Listen,
member's eulogy.
listen, man.
so-
Come on, man.
Come on. Come on.
Come on.
You know, the
See,
thing, you know.
If you've been told that cities with the strictest gun laws have the most crime, Don't believe that. Don't believe that. It's not true. All right? If you're going to go up, we hear a lot about the blood of the patriots, and we know that the tree of freedom is not watered with the blood of patriots. If you go up against the federal government with you're going to need F-15s and probably some nukes. Come on, man.
Is that why
Don't believe that.
Is that why they don't teach the Vietnam War anymore in school? Just curious.
It might be.
Is that why we don't talk about the endless wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, and we still can't completely get rid of the Taliban?
Or the fact that they don't teach anything about the Revolutionary War,
Yeah,
why
When
we
an
fought
inferior
it.
force fought a superior force and won.
Yeah.
that's weird.
Should have lost many, many times.
Oh, is that why they don't talk about like the Jewish conflicts? Like, you know,
Oh, yeah.
smaller army like crushing 6 countries. Is that why they
Yep.
don't talk about that?
They don't talk about anything like that. They don't talk about.
Oh, you remember? Do you guys remember the
war that-
Maccabees when the Maccabees fought the Greeks? And you know what the kill count was for the Maccabee warriors? Do you know what it was?
No.
Fun fact: I literally just learned this week. They were killing at 80-1. 80-1.
Holy cow!
That's why the Maccabees were never messed with by the Romans or really the Greeks. They didn't touch them.
Can you say 300 much?
They were killing at 80-1. I'm sitting there listening to this podcast. I'm like, shut up. And I looked it up and I was like, why did I not know this?
Best
that wouldn't
warriors
make a good
ever.
movie, though. That wouldn't make a good movie.
What, that one Jew can kill 80 people? 80
Yeah,
Greeks?
you wouldn't want to tell that story.
I'm just saying.
It's too close to the true and living God, you know?
Oh, man. Listen. We want to keep our Jews neurotic and awkward and weird with big noses. That's what we want to keep our Jews looking like.
And rich.
And rich and evil. That's
Yeah.
the only narrative we have for the Jewish people, right?
Oh, and
don't know if,
owning diamonds.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
definitely do not look at Wonder Woman at all. Don't look at her.
No, don't.
Not one
no.
bit. Don't look
Heaven
at her.
forbid that gorgeous woman. Love you, honey.
Don't read. Yeah. don't read the statistics about most of their wars because they were. It's weird. They were always outnumbered. They've always been outnumbered. They just keep winning. It's weird.
They even won a war
Strange.
without ever having to raise a fist.
Yeah.
They literally sang around an entire city.
There were trumpets involved. Okay.
Listen, no, that was
They
dude. The Bible's a fairy tale, right?
Oh, also, we wouldn't
Right.
want to. Then we'd have to. Then we'd probably have to tell the story of, the giants in the land,
Giants.
and that doesn't
no,
really go with
no,
the narrative either.
No, we
Are you being a
evolved.
Philistine here?
First of all, we evolved, guys, from goo, from stardust. Okay, we are the pinnacle of all creation. There's never been giants before, bro. Ever.
Mm-hmm.
No, never.
Something like what 700
No, we can't talk.
plus
we can't.
newspaper accounts
You
from
can't.
the
You can't.
1800s
No.
of
No,
giant bones being found.
This,
and-
but why would they lie? What? But why would they lie?
I don't know.
Did
Sell
you like the
papers.
video? Did you like the video I made that? Anyways, anywho, sorry, we had to go there. Sorry, Blurry Catchers, check that show out. Anyways, sorry, I had to plug these guys. Anyways, what I was to say, here's the thing that I find very interesting. There's a reason why there's certain narratives that are taught and certain narratives that are not. You don't want to teach the plebes that they can rise up and destroy.
You don't want to show the people
No.
their true colors.
Yeah, you
That
you
we're
don't-
the first country
See
to
what I
be
did
run
there?
by
Yes.
the people.
Did you see?
by the people and for the people. I heard it and I saw it. It was debonair. It
Yeah.
was debonair. But that's the thing is Uncle Joe has lived in the federal government most of his life. I mean, he's spent more time in D.C. than he has anywhere else in his life.
He helped write the 91 crime bill that Bill Clinton signed into law, and then campaigned against it when he ran for president.
and he was for segregation, right? He didn't want those. He didn't want jungle.
He didn't want,
Yeah,
no, he
he-
didn't
he
want
was
the kids,
fussing.
the school his kids go to become a racial jungle.
I mean, crazy because he's not racist at all. Even though, don't look at any of Hunter Biden's text messages recently whatsoever. Did you see that?
To him. Yeah.
To him,
Yeah.
to his daddy. Let's just say it says "ninja, please" a lot.
Ninja, please.
And we're not talking about
That's
Nataro.
offensive to the Japanese people.
That is totally offensive. Stop all Asian hate
That's
crime.
that is
Hashtag-
cultural, that is cultural appropriation.
Hashtag stop all Asian hate crime, even though we don't talk about that anymore.
As is,
Actually,
I am
cultural
for the banning of
appropriation.
all manga, the most popular art form in America right now,
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's cultural appropriation, people.
How dare we? Wait,
hit it.
How dare you?
there.
Jutsu Mama, why? Where? Why?
I don't know.
Sorry, I brought her out. That was my bad.
I mean, she's an expert on climate change, according to CNN. So
How dare you?
Oh, Jesus.
you stay back.
She's also that must make her also an expert on white supremacy.
100%.
Because white supremacy, as we all know, is the cause of global climate change.
But no, I mean,
Dare
Go! You did it again!
I'm gonna always go the wrong way.
I would never hit a lady, but Greta, I would never still hit her. But anyways, but boys, I mean, here's the thing: True Colors are coming out. People are seeing the truth, and I just think.
But
this
what
is
about that the football player?
Oh yeah, dude, that's funny. So this is a fun one. The sports ball team. Just kidding. The football team, the Oakland Raiders. No, they're not the Oakland Raiders. They're not even the Los Angeles Raiders. They're
LA
the
Raiders.
no. They're the Las Vegas Raiders now.
Oh, dear
Well,
Lord,
did you
they
know
moved
that?
again?
They moved again.
No,
Al
I
Da-
didn't know that they
Al
moved.
Davis' legacy lives on, brother. But
Oh,
he's the
jeez.
Vegas Raiders, which is that's still I have a hard time, even though I'm wearing Raiders colors right now. You're wearing Raiders colors right now.
No, technically it's a green.
That's green. That looks like gray.
No, it's green.
Shut up.
It's a green.
Is
color.
that like the blue dress, brown dress thing that I'm having right now? You remember that online?
Yeah.
Is it blue or is it? Or
I
is
thought
it?
it was gold.
It's
Blue or
gold.
gold.
Blue or gold, yeah.
Anyways, Raiders. The Raiders defensive end came out as an alphabet person. You know, he's
Oh, really?
yeah, he is queer than a football bat. He is
Football.
So
He
did
is
he
a-
get the plus?
he is a
That's great.
He is an effeminate joy boy.
So he's super happy.
He's very happy. He is a joyous boy. He comes out, and the
Yeah.
media loved it.
Yay!
Go,
finally!
Fierce queen. Oh, but wait,
Slay,
Oh.
fab.
wait.
Fabulous.
He is fabulous.
But we looked at his social media.
Oh, did they?
Oh,
Did
okay.
they looked. So it was all rainbows and whatnot, right?
Wouldn't you know it that this defensive end from the Las Vegas Raiders, who came out boldly and bravely as a homosexual, voted for Donald Trump.
Oh!
What?
I don't know what to do with my life now.
He's a conservative.
Dare you?
Stay back. Go back to your room. Gosh dang it, man. Get back on your medication. Anyways, too soon?
I just can't.
I can't. Don't do it. Don't do it.
That's a fake. It's a fake. It's, a
fake.
Nerf gun.
It's not real.
It's the
It's-
massive amount of orange. Didn't prove
Yeah.
that to
You
you.
could paint it.
Nerf.
Yeah.
Okay. Nerf.
Yeah. Sad fun fact: 85 men.
Why do you ruin fun? Why do you ruin comedy? Huh? Why do you do that?
Well, because Orange Man bad. And here's the deal: Orange Man bad, so that trumps his victimhood of being a gay man. So that
So
he went straight immediately
so
when they found out about it. So they got quiet about it.
He's so happy that he went straight.
Yeah, so he went straight. Long story short, the guy was celebrated for 24 hours until they found out he voted for Donald Trump, because you can't be queer and vote for Donald J. Trump. Can't do it. Not allowed. It's wrong, you know.
Yeah.
Now, you know how we feel about that subject here on this show. We don't have to elaborate that. But what's interesting to me is the liberals, the free thinking, the defender of all peoples will defend you, celebrate you, worship you, until you don't think like that.
Wait. So they celebrate differences.
Yes.
across the board.
Diversity.
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 The more different, the better.
LGBTQ.
We celebrate that
Diversities are
Plus-
strength.
until you think differently.
100%.
You can look different.
Yep.
You can act different.
Sure.
You can sleep different.
Sure.
Whatever you want,
Walk
as
different.
long as you don't think differently.
Can't think different. Can't do
Now,
that.
which is the most important thing?
Thinking?
I would say thinking.
No, it's
That
your
usually
skin
means
color
it's,
and your sexual orientation.
Is how I look the most important thing?
It's how I look.
No.
No, it is. It's so important.
Now, how I act can be
Sure.
very important. But usually that's a product of
Deep state.
my class 2 lookalike firearm.
Yeah. That's orange.
Careful. You can get expelled from school for that.
Can't do that. Can't do that. Don't you do that. You're just a typical American. Your guns. Oh my gosh.
There's 3 ways that
Stop
bullet
finger
club-
banging everybody.
That's a stop. Don't touch me there on you. You just did that one.
Okay, fine,
did
fine,
this to
fine.
yourself.
You watch it.
Stop.
Oh,
Don't touch me there.
I don't even have to hear
I
it.
know no script.
I don't have my headphones in.
Look at it. You look into their eyes.
Nope.
Stop.
Nope,
Don't touch
they
me
died a
there.
long time
This
ago.
is my no script.
We called it for you. You didn't even take your punishment. You didn't even take
I
your
don't have
punishment.
to. I don't have to. You see anything in my ears? Nope. Oh, I gotta turn this down before it hits.
He's getting a little too brave for the right hand. Okay, he's getting
I
a
know.
little
I know.
brave.
I know.
Dang it! I just heard it.
Don't touch me there. But anyways, yeah, man. I mean, the true colors are coming out, right? The moment that you should expose your true colors, they show their true colors, right? The moment you
Exactly.
speak out, really the hate comes
But they
out.
get away with it with impunity.
Sure, of course.
They don't. There's no consequence. They're happy to show you their true colors when it serves them,
well,
and there's no recompense.
well, there is recompense because here's the thing: CNN's ratings are absolute dog trash right now.
The time will come.
Well,
This
there's a
doesn't
reckoning.
last forever.
There's a reckoning for all of this. There's a reckoning. Now, the other thing is like, people vote with their dollars, right? The NBA playoffs, no one was watching until LeBron got eliminated, and now they're actually watching the NBA playoffs because
Wow.
now it's hilarious.
Ah.
You're voting with your dollar, right?
Yeah.
If another perfect example, Disneyland out there in California, the moment they lift the mask mandate,
Longest
of a su-
lines in Disney history.
longest in Disney history. It's crazy, right? Like, at some
Does that
there's a
not say
punishment.
something?
There's a punishment for your stupid. There is a punishment for your stupid. If you went along with this stupidity, you have to deal with the consequences of this stupidity. It just
You
isn't
give
simple.
people freedom, and all of a sudden they spend their money.
New York and California are paying for it. People are leaving in droves from their psychopathic socialist experiment. I would leave yesterday if I lived in a place like this. You know what I mean? And I did. I got 2 years in California, and this was way before it got even crazier than it is now. And I said, "See you later,
Yep.
Dipset." The taxes were insane in California. It was insane.
Oh,
I
yeah.
couldn't believe
I
it.
mean,
But
they're
yeah, keep
already. My wife just went to a conference and met a person from California and She was asking about gas prices because she saw in Texas, where they were, that the prices were pretty low, and she's like, "Oh yeah, in Florida it's like $2.80, $2.90, whatever,"
Which is insanely high
which
for
is
us.
very high for us.
Yeah.
So high.
She was saying it's like $5.79
Yeah.
in California, and
That's
they're
insane.
working on a $2.70 additional tax. So it's like it won't be $2.70 per gallon. It'll be every time you go to the pump, it'll be $2.70. You start at $2.70.
What?
I think, is what she was saying.
That's-
That's how I took it from the
How
way
in
the
the
story
world-
was told me. I didn't do any research on that, so look it up
Oh wow!
for yourself. But either way, the gas prices alone are just highway robbery.
I mean, they're already highway robbery in a red state like this.
Yeah,
So I can imagine being
'Cause taxation is
hellhole.
theft.
It is.
all the way
1000%.
around.
But yeah, I mean, the true colors are coming out, guys.
I
mean,
thought it was great that gas prices were down to the literal tax level for the longest time under Trump. Like
Yeah.
when it was down to $1.89, they were paying $1.79 in taxes. So the gas itself was literally 10 cents a gallon.
Listen, I shouldn't put my faith and hope in human beings, but I do feel like that Kermit the Frog meme where I'm just leaning up against the glass and I'm like, I wonder if Donald Trump misses me too.
The one where he has his hand.
Yeah,
on-
his hand on the.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
Amazing. My brother took that photo.
What?
Yes. That photo, that meme photo, is my brother's. Go to I think it's Kermit360. Look up Kermit360.wordpress.com. That is my brother's image.
Shut up.
And it's taken and used everywhere, and nobody credits him whatsoever.
That's
Of course
insane.
Except for me, whenever I see it, I go, my brother took that photo.
That's insane.
That's kind of like the person that does the Numa guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, gets absolutely no credit for it, even though it's one of the most popular videos ever viewed in all of human history,
Wow.
to the tune of like 80 billion views.
Insane,
Wow.
man. Insane. But I wonder if Trump misses us just as much as we miss him. But no, I'm just kidding.
Oh, I
No.
think he does.
Yeah, I miss waking up and the media just being pissed off at whatever he tweeted that day. I miss those days.
So
Yeah.
here's a final thought kind of idea for you. This is
No,
this
hit
is
us.
something I'm throwing out. I didn't talk to you before about it.
Throw it out.
So Donald Trump's talking about creating his own social network for conservatives, for Republicans. Well, just essentially, it's a free speech app,
Sure.
which usually means conservatives, Republicans,
Sure.
and libertarians tend to skew that way.
We gravitate towards freedom, yes.
Correct. So he starts this up. What happens to the internet at that point? Is it completely divided? Does Facebook and Twitter all of a sudden go so woke
No, what
that
happens-
they woke themselves out of existence?
What happens is magically the call for regulation of the internet magically starts happening because Facebook's already calling for it now.
Oh yeah,
I don't know if
Yeah,
you guys have seen
they've
that
been doing it for a couple
commercial.
of years now.
they've
now
been
they're
doing it for
doing
almost a
commercials.
decade.
I've seen commercials of it, and it's like, oh, I can't believe I was born 25 years ago. It's been 25 years since there's been internet regulation. Have you seen that commercial? I'm like,
No.
this is so obvious, and the lemming, sheeple, dip craps are gonna be like, you know what, you're right, we need some internet regulation. All that means, kiddos, is Facebook wants in on writing that legislation so that they're the top dog. That's all it is.
So
It's
no
like
one
the
can
oil barons
compete
back
with
in the
them.
day. It's like, oh, hey, Standard Oil, let's regulate things with gasoline.
American Steel.
Let's be a part of that. Let's make sure we're part of that regulation.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
American
they
Steel,
want to be
yeah.
the internet
Facebook
took the
wants to be
rug out
Google.
from under the gatekeepers.
Yes,
Oh dear
And
Lord,
they
did it
want
ever.
they want to be back at the gates.
and that's why Facebook's calling for regulation.
Yeah.
And Google.
Don't buy into it. They're gonna put up some boogeyman of the alt-right and, white supremacists and evil racists and hate mongers and
Now, if it forces an alternative to the internet, which would be hard to actually find an alternative. I mean, I don't know, man.
Well, good luck regulating the internet itself.
Yeah, how are you going to do that?
Yeah,
Because there's the dark web.
Well,
you
China
can't, you
does
can't
it.
touch it. I mean, well, true.
China tries to, but there's still the dark web underneath
True.
all of that.
Yeah.
And you can actually access that at any time. Most people don't.
Yeah. Well, what I would say is this: is I think that it is what's going to happen is this: the moment that Trump starts anything internet, the regulations will magically appear. Magically. Now, that could be a good thing because it might actually force these supposedly platforms to be platforms and not publishers. Now they're publishers.
Come on, hell no. To the no, no, no. Hell to the no. Hell to the no.
No, I mean,
To the
it's just-
no, no, no.
like if that happens,
the
that's what's
hopium.
going to happen. Yeah, it's hopium, 100%. It's like the QAnon stuff that. Anyways, I don't have opium. I will wait until it happens, but I will not hold my breath because
no,
I don't
it-
have
it-
that
it-
much
it-
breath.
are Republicans and Democrats, and
Yeah.
they don't do anything.
They're the same party.
Same. But yeah, final
It
thought.
reminds me
Well,
of Arrested Development. Same.
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 I love Arrested Development. I quote that. I
Good
quote.
times.
It's so good. I miss that would be racist now. All that stuff would be racist.
Oh my
It'd be
gosh,
horrible.
yeah.
It'd be like all,
Anything funny is deemed unacceptable nowadays.
The money's in the banana shack.
Yeah, always money in the banana. So good, so good. There's not a weak character on that show yet. Every character is solid. Like even maybe is hilarious. Like every character on that show is solid. But anyways, my final thought of the day is this. This hits me near and dear because it sucks. But women's sports are completely dead. Two fronts on this, just to be completely honest with you, And I'm going to be real. I've got 3 daughters. I love all of them, and I want them to succeed. I don't know if they'll ever be athletes. I don't know. They got D1 blood in them because it comes from me. But, you know, I hate to throw that out there. D1, baby. But,
Just real quick, little thing that popped into
National
my head.
champion, right?
National champion, 6-time All-American.
Okay,
But who's counting? Anyways, what's up?
Interesting. Interesting.
Hall of Famer.
Softball was aired on national television.
Mm-hmm.
The playoffs,
Yep.
or playoffs, right?
Softball's awesome to watch.
It had more viewership than the MLB,
That does not surprise me
like
at all.
like 3 times the numbers.
Yeah, because freaking like the College World Series for softball for either boys baseball or women's softball is fire. Okay, and I coach at UCLA. Softball is a big deal at UCLA because they've won
Yeah.
like 4 national titles, whatever. I coach.
Look at Florida. I
I coached at UCLA, and I hate to say it, we got second. We got the silver medal when I was there for NC2As, which really pissed me off because the other coach who coached the softball team that year, UCLA won the national championship. So he was like, "Hey Dub, look at this ring." I was Coach Dub. Like, "Hey Dub, how's that ring?" And he put it right on his middle finger, and I'm like, Charlie Brown walking in, like so depressed and stuff. And then I did their off-season training, and then I left UCLA, and they won the national championship that year. So if I would have hung in there for 4 more months, and crappy LA would have had a national championship ring with UCLA baseball. But I digress.
Anyways,
I digress.
I just thought that was a really interesting
Yeah.
fact, and I went, so what women's sports? Certain women's sports
Yeah. Kill it. Women's tennis. People watch women's tennis.
Yes.
People watch women's beach volleyball. Literally one of the most popular things watched at the Olympics. I've been there. Women's beach volleyball. You cannot get a
Women's
ticket.
indoor volleyball. is
Women's
awesome to
indoor
watch.
volleyball, tennis, softball. There are sports that people love watching women play.
Yes,
Really simple.
because they're competitive.
They're very competitive. Okay.
and
Sorry,
they're
women's
competitive
basketball.
on their own
Sorry.
merits.
Yes, I'm sorry. Some sports we don't care about. Gymnastics at the Olympics. Watch the Olympics here in a couple weeks.
Yep.
What do you think they're going to put on TV? It's going to be women's
Gymnastics.
gymnastics, and gymnastics is awesome to watch. It is sweet. Okay,
Yes.
to see what's her face,
Simone Biles.
doing 7 billion flips. She's
And landing it every time.
well. First of all, she's the size of a hobbit, and somehow she jumps like, dude, it's insane. It's insane. Quadzilla.
She's the size of a hobbit, but has the heart of a giant.
First of all, she's the size of a hobbit with the quads of like Arnold back in Mr. Olympia prime days. You know, what I mean? It's insane. But anyways, heart of gold. Blah blah blah. But what I was to say is two stories that jumped out about women's sports. Women's sports are dead, and I hate to say this, but they're dead. First of all,
But you were just talking about all these great sports that are fun to watch.
they're
and
fun to
entertaining.
watch, but now they're about to be dead, and that's going to steal opportunity from my 2 daughters who happen to have POC blood in them. They have quarter POC blood.
Is it the patriarchy shutting them down?
Well, here's what it is. Actually, it's it's actually the Supreme Court who just ruled that you cannot not pay athletes a fair wage for what they do. Now, we've known this for a long time in the NCAA because South Park has talked about this. I don't know if you saw their slave show.
Yeah.
They called them student athletes the whole time. They called slaves student athletes because essentially, let's get real, higher level sports, football, basketball, which I have both been associated with the Division I level. Check the record, check the score. Uncle Ray coached at UCLA for 2 years football. I was a Division I basketball strength and conditioning coach at University of South Florida. Check my resume, check my score. I've been there, done that, got the t-shirt, know how this works. These dudes spend an insane amount of time just training for the sport they do.
Yes.
And then they got to go do a full classwork. Now, I'm not dissing USF, go Bulls, but it was a little bit easier at USF than it was at UCLA. Now, UCLA, for example, the average GPA to get into that school is 4.7. Congratulations. It's really hard to get into UCLA. Even as an athlete, they have high standards like my beloved Notre Dame. You've got to be kind of smart to be on any of those sports. It's like Stanford.
Not so much for Notre Dame.
Yeah. Wow. What a Indiana hater. You a Perdon't guy? You're not a Perdon't guy, are you?
No,
Indiana?
I'm a Hoosier.
Hoosier.
Graduated Hoosier.
I'll let it slide. Bobby Knight saved you. Bobby Knight has saved you in this conversation because Bobby Knight's the GOAT. But
Yeah, he is.
he's
He
the
really
GOAT.
is.
That boy is the GOAT.
I'm
I
not
love
gonna
Bobby
lie.
Knight.
That he's
Throw a
really
chair.
great.
Throw a chair, man. Anyways.
That was a great game, by the way.
Anyways, it's really hard to do what they do. Okay, it is a full-time gig, and their compensation is a free tuition. Okay, that costs money. Now, the value of that degree is inflated massively now
Oh, yeah.
because the federal government subsidizes education. They subsidize this Ponzi scheme, so they keep increasing the value of that degree. Now, they'll use that as, well, it's just so expensive to go to school. It really isn't. But the hours these guys travel, the time they put in, they get a couple meals and maybe a stipend every once in a while if they go to a bowl game. Okay, It sucks. They do not get compensated for what they do. I found it tragic this is as a Division I strength and conditioning coach, and I know the system. I was in the system. I was in it. Okay, but to watch the amount of time these guys have to put in to do what they do and not get paid, it's insane. For example, if you are in the band, if you're in the best damn band in the land at Ohio State, and you're a
That
saxophone
is a very
player,
true,
okay?
very true statement.
Yeah, they're good. If you're a saxophone player for the band, there's no binding legal way they can stop you from taking your talent and go playing at a jazz concert over the weekend and get paid for that. Does that make sense?
Yep.
But in our country, you can't. Let's say that you are Maurice Claret. I hate to use Ohio State references, but I do because Maurice is that dude. Maurice Claret, who was arguably one of the best freshman football players you have ever seen. If you want to see what he did, go back and watch 2002. Sorry, hold your heart. National championship when he crushed your Canes. Okay.
Crushed. Okay.
See the majesty of a freshman stud did to the Hurricanes in the 2002 national championship game. That guy literally said, "Wait a minute."
When the refs won the game for them.
First of all,
I remember that.
First of all,
that
Yeah.
was good.
how
That
do
was
you
good.
coach? No, I'll just.
No, it was good.
I
No,
will.
it was good.
It's okay.
Hey, listen, it wasn't in your cards. You guys intercepted a ball. Maurice Claret runs the guy down, rips the ball out, and recovers the fumble. Literally, you had no chance, man. I'm just kidding. They intervened at the end. Ohio needed a win. Okay, I will give you props on that. Okay, love the youth. But Maurice Claret was a stud, certifiable stud. Okay, best running back in the country that year, bar none. Ready for the league. The guy is ready for the league. He legally could not go to the NFL and play football. You have to sit out 3 years per the law before you can go play in the NFL. That's BS. The dude's ready to go play. Basketball, for example, right now, you have to go to college for 1 year. It is the season of one and done. So you have to go play in college. You got to go work for those indentured servants for a year before you can capitalize and make your money. Okay? Last person to do that was, what's his face? He's like blowing up online right now. He's so funny.
Kwame Brown.
Kwame Brown was the last guy that got drafted out of high school. After that, they put the kibosh on that bad boy. Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, all those people you celebrate.
I forgot about Kobe.
They never played in college because they were
Yep.
that dang good and they could play with the big boys and make millions of dollars.
That big.
But there are rules to do this. And now the system's set up so these super popular sports like men's football, men's basketball, which make all the money in these institutions.
Yeah, just
they
look at
have
the
this-
stadiums.
Yeah, they have the system set up where they make billions of dollars. And I'm not talking about millions. I'm talking effing billions of dollars. And they don't have to pay any of the people playing in those sports. Okay?
Just the coaches.
Just the coaches. The highest, and look at your state. The highest paid state employee is probably a football coach. Now, deserving. They are deserving of it.
Well, they bring in a ton of money.
Dude, Nick Saban is deserving of every dime that dude gets. That dude packs out Tuscaloosa. He wins national championships. Deserves that cash, man. I'm sorry. When what's his face was down with the Gators, Urban Meyer, he deserved every dime. He
Go
deserves
Gators.
it. Huh?
Go Gators.
Boo!
Go Gators.
It's great to hate state, but greater to hate a Gator.
Hey,
Always
Tim
remember
Tebow's
that.
coming back.
Tebow is coming back. Tebow time's coming to
Oh,
Jacksonville.
I can't
Very
wait.
excited about that.
Yeah, that is a man to watch just
What about Kaepernick?
for
Okay.
just
What
for
about
the
Kaepernick?
man's
This is
faith.
racism, my friends.
No, it's called
This
Love
is
and Jesus.
racism.
But no, my thing is this. So
The guy's
women-
bigger than he's ever been in his entire life. He's huge.
He's Jack. But football and basketball pay for every single college sport that's out there.
Yes.
And in college sports, there's Title IX, where you have to have an equal amount of scholarships for women as you do men. Well, guess what? The Supreme Court just said that's bullcrap. You got to pay these people for what they do.
Yep.
What do you think the educational system is going to do the moment they realize that we have to pay athletes what they actually earn? Do you think that women's bowling is going to survive? Do you think
Not
women's
for a
track
second.
and field, the track and field, which is near and dear to my heart, it is my favorite sport. It's what I participated in. It's gone. It's evaporated. You know,
400, 800.
I mean, I'm shot put discus. That's gone now.
Yep.
That's gone. They're not paying a thrower to travel across the country, which I got that amazing opportunity to do when I was an athlete because of football. You know, and it was always a joke when I was an athlete, looking around, oh, the football team gets everything, and I would look at them like, football team makes the money.
Yeah.
You can't get mad at them. This is when I was an athlete. I was like, bro, football makes money. What are you bitching for? You're like, you can't. They're the ones that give you that scholarship that you got.
Bye-bye marching band.
Yeah, marching band. All this stuff that makes college sports awesome is immediately going to go away. And the only thing you're going to have
Cheerleading.
left is football and men's basketball. Because women's sports do not make money.
You're blowing smoke up.
So
You're just
Golf.
You're just a blowhard, and you're making stuff up.
guess what?
Actually, this has happened before.
Oh, yeah?
This isn't the first time that this has happened. Now, it wasn't women's sports that got affected. It was actually men's sports that got
Yes.
affected.
Top of mind.
So I, growing up, was a competitive swimmer. Like on a private team, But when I got to college, there was no men's swim team for me to join.
No.
Because in the name of equality, you had to have the same amount of scholarships and all that for
Men's and women's sports.
men's and women's sports. What that meant was football, basketball, and baseball were the only men's sports, and then the women had everything else. So there's a women's swim team, but there was no men's swim team.
I mean, here's the challenge. Go to any athletic department's website. Just click on it. You will see 3 or 4 men's sports, and you will see about 20 women's sports.
Yeah,
They have to
maybe
compensate.
there's men's track and field, right?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. Right? But you got to think about this. That's how this thing works. So you did that to protect women's sports, which I'm okay with.
Sure.
I'm literally okay with.
Well, I'm not okay with there not being a men's alternative to it. It's still that's still
Well,
discrimination.
It's
But
very discriminating.
It is. But the way the system was, it funded everything that's out there. Now, do I agree with not paying people? No. I am telling you, I think people should get paid. But the flip side is that the caveat is if you start paying the actual sports that actually deserve to get paid, you literally negate the women's softballs of the world. Women's softball is great to watch, but guess what? A lot of those teams are going to disappear magically. They're going to be gone. You know what I mean? A lot of those squads are going to be gone.
I don't think women's softball is actually going to disappear. It is
Well,
pretty.
women's softball will be fine.
Yeah.
For certain schools. It depends on the school.
For
Because
almost
Florida
most
Gators,
schools.
Your big SEC schools will be able to hang. Okay? SEC will be able to make money. Probably the Big 12 and probably the Big 10. But other than that, your mid-majors, they ain't making money on that. Mid-majors are not keeping their softball teams.
Actually,
Pack-
they do pretty good.
Who?
All of them. They pack out most of the stadiums when
Bro.
softball games are coming.
Bro.
There are more people in the stands at softball games than there are at baseball
yeah,
games.
but
Well, no,
but here's
again,
the thing:
and
the money
I'm not doubting
isn't
that.
made in the stands, really.
Money, yeah.
It's
dude.
The
made in
money
the
is made
merchandising.
in TV.
Yeah, TV, merchandise. Adidas
Merchandising,
contracts.
merchandising. That's where the real money's made.
I mean, but that's the thing. It's like if those sports start disappearing, it is what it is. But
Nobody will see it because it's not. It's almost never on TV unless
Yes.
it's
championships.
ESPN 8,
The
the
Ocho.
Ocho.
The Ocho.
But women's sports is about to die because now money's going to get paid to the people who actually are
And that
making
has,
money.
and that's not even to mention. We didn't even mention the transgender issue.
Oh,
That's
no.
also killing women's sports.
Oh,
Yeah.
dear Lord.
Just look at the Olympics, especially women's weightlifting. Oh, and that other one, the BMX biker who really wants to win a medal so that she can burn the American flag on the podium.
Yeah, that's
So awesome.
So woke.
Gosh, isn't it just feel great to be alive?
Well, what's funny is why are you burning the flag now? You got the guy you want in there, right? Orange Man bad. Everything's good now,
These
right?
people are scum because they hate Western civilization, and America is the crown jewel of Western civilization.
True. So
they hate it. They hate the nuclear family. They hate Jesus Christ.
Sure.
They hate the republic form of government, and they hate the philosophy of the Greeks, because all of that destroys their inner narrative.
Yes. I mean, Dusty. Yeah, I mean, that's depressing, first of all. But if you're a woman, think about this. You trained your entire life to make it to the Olympics. The Olympics is the Mac Daddy of everything. I'm sorry. And I say this as a guy who loves football. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
I love football.
I love the Olympics. I don't watch a whole lot of sports. I have my favorite teams, but, like, you know, I got things to do on a Saturday.
Well, I mean, in context,
Like anything else.
Listen, now I'm a red-blooded American. I think football is one of the greatest sports of all time.
For sure.
I love football, specifically college football.
I think hockey is better, but
I like going to a fight and seeing a hocky game break out.
yeah,
Hey,
it's good.
it's
good. It's really
But-
good.
Here's the
The
thing.
Notre
Here's the
Dame
thing.
Michigan
But only
games
only
were
slightly
awesome.
better. Really, it's like this: football, hockey.
Yes. Now,
For me.
keep in mind, both of those sports are pretty much regional sports, right? They're regional. The Olympics is every single country participating. Like when you hear the term "the fastest man alive," there's no dispute. You know who the fastest man alive is on the 100-meter track. You know who the fastest woman alive is. You know who the strongest man in the world is. Now, there's the world's strongest man. Congratulations to my Scottish brother Tom Stoltman for winning over the weekend. So sad that Brian Shaw didn't win, but that's another story for another time. But just throwing this out there, Tom Stoltman wins World's Strongest Man. His brother Luke gets third place. So I want those genes of those parents. Where's that genetic makeup? Like, they need to have a grandkid so they can marry one of my daughters down the road. Now, here's the deal. Genetic perfection. Anyways, so you know what's going on. The Olympics is the creme de la creme de la creme. And you're a woman that is trained in weightlifting your entire life. Okay? Miss Robles, who will be representing the United States in heavyweight weightlifting. Okay? She's a beast. She got bronze in Rio. Awesome athlete. She's now going to have to compete against a 43-year-old man.
That has more upper body strength, longer bones, and
And
bigger upper body.
denser muscle tissue.
yeah,
All the things that you would want for
heavy lifting.
heavy lifting.
Now, to
Maybe
his
not the longer bones.
To his
but
credit, and I say
Yeah,
him,
it gives them more leverage.
to his credit,
that
he's
can
been
be
lifting.
good or bad.
He's been lifting his whole life. But what's interesting is he's never actually done well in any international competition ever as a dude. But now he grows his hair and takes some estrogen pills, and he thinks he's a chick. And now he can go be a mediocre man and go attack women in their sport.
Yep, crush them.
Imagine, and we're talking about the heavyweight weightlifter out of New Zealand, which is depressing because New Zealand is the land of the All Blacks, which is probably the most manly team of all time. In rugby, they're ridiculous, but
Yeah.
they're super woke, and
Rugby's the most brutal sport.
it is brutal.
It is seriously.
Not hockey was brutal, and it is.
No.
But
Rugby
Rugby is.
It takes it to that next level.
And they got the best dang rugby team in the entire world.
There's a
Let's-
reason rugby isn't played in America, and it's because we're too SAWFT soft.
We have rugby. We just
We're not very good at it.
we're just not top tier. I mean,
because we don't play like you need to play.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because that
But
would be dangerous.
to be fair, if
There was a time.
but to be fair, if you put our NFL guys in that situation,
No.
bro, you don't even. Bro, I love you, man.
Yeah,
but
you would-
They couldn't
Dude.
even hold a candle.
You're wrong.
you were
actually,
so wrong on that, but I love you.
These guys
I love you, man.
guys are engineered for
Dude.
what they do. You know,
Bro.
Yeah.
All I'm saying
Bill-
is this. All I'm saying is this.
like it's not just that they're really good at what they do. It's that millions and millions of dollars are poured in to enhance what they've already got going
Sure.
for them. That's really the
Sure.
advantage that they
Yes.
have.
sure.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, man, NFL athletes are some of the most pinnacle athletes I've ever been around in my life. And I've been around NBA, NHL, MLB. I've been around those guys. Some of the NFL guys I've worked with, I'm like, are you effing kidding me? And I've been around rugby cats, and they're strong dudes.
Oh, yeah.
Beasts. Trust me, I'll give you an example. I literally stayed at the
It
same
would be
hotel.
weird for them at first not wearing any protective gear.
But once they got
probably.
used to it,
Yeah.
game over. But what I'm saying is, I literally stayed at the same hotel in London. Look it up, check the record, check the store. As the Springboks when the World Rugby Tour or the World Cup of Rugby was in London.
Okay.
And I'm not gonna lie, I'm a big dude. They're about my size. Now, granted, they can run like gazelles on a field that I cannot do because I'm a fat boy. Okay, but you put in proportion some of the guys that play in the NFL that can run like gazelles like that, and you train them how to do what they do, dude. We would wreck people in rugby now. Our chosen sport is football. We love putting pads on, smashing, blah 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 blah. But to your point, both of your points.
Well, at least we used to.
Yeah,
Well, they've softened the
they
NFL
have
too.
softened the league.
And
No returns.
well, here's the thing.
There's some brutal hits though, man.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
it's brutal.
And CTE
That's the point, though.
CTE though is sad.
Yeah, it is sad.
You know.
Junior Sale, man. Which sucks.
Yeah, I mean these people who, you know, I mean it's.
But yeah,
I respect what they do,
sure.
and frankly I don't want to see the end of their life be one of, you know, tragedy.
I don't
and
want them to
sadness,
kill themselves because
you
their
know?
brain's messed up.
Yeah, all of that stuff, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like a catch-22. I want the brutal hits. I crave it.
That's why you like hockey.
True.
Yeah, but I also don't want these guys. It's like I love wrestling. I love
Yes.
watching The Undertaker throw Mankind off the Hell in the Cell into the announcer's table. Have him get off the stretcher, climb back up,
Get thrown through.
and get chokeslammed through the top of the cell, falling to the mat below.
and
Then get up and continue to wrestle, pour out tacks,
Tax, I was saying,
and get
jumping on
power
the tax.
bombed. No, or was it tombstoned onto the
Tombstone into
tax?
tax, and he laid on
Is
tax.
the most beautiful thing in the world.
It
to
was
me.
probably the best wrestling match in history.
Yes.
Most talked about
of
for
wrestling.
sure.
But
For
I,
sure.
but I, at the same time, don't want to see Mick Foley
No.
at 65, barely able to put
Dude, he
together a sentence.
He can't walk. The dude can't walk.
Yeah,
He can't walk now because of that stuff. But to be fair. Anyways, back to the point.
because I respect the guy,
True.
For
To be
when
fair.
he did. Yeah.
and he did it for my entertainment. Me.
But hey, listen. Back to the ladies. I know it's about you, but it's about the ladies right now.
True.
Let's stop letting mediocre men just grow their hair out and take estrogen and kick the piss out of girls. That's
It's gross.
It's disgusting. You're not.
It's
You cannot claim to be a feminist and be okay with this.
no.
Seriously.
And that's the problem is where are the feminists at? And then where are the men? Where are the men standing
where are
up
the
and saying,
men saying
This is bullcrap.
this is wrong?
They're right here.
Well, the problem is this is
They're in the Rube Empire. That's
are.
where they are.
They are. But America, we
You just need to grow this empire.
yeah, 100%. But yeah, all I'm saying is, I'm so sad that women's sports died this weekend. I'm sad it died. I'm gonna be pissed off watching the Olympics this year that they allowed this crap, especially weightlifting, which is one of my favorite things to watch, men and women. I love watching weightlifting. I think it's awesome. But
That's my final thought. I agree. Dusty?
Dusty, he already hit his final thought. Man.
I already did mine.
Okay.
Yeah,
Right on.
I already got mine.
All right. Well, then you've been watching Plausible Foolishness, home of the Rube Empire,
Boom.
where the people are free. And we serve freshly roasted. Chef kiss. Freshly roasted liberal logic every Wednesday at 9 p.m. right here on twitch.tv/Plausible Foolishness, YouTube, Facebook Live, and anywhere you can get a podcast. Peace out.
Bang.
Yo, it's crazy that when I sit back and look, that even within the black community, we have a whole war going on amongst conservatives and others simply about how we want to move the black community forward.
I saw that on the gram, Snoop made a post, bashing on some black educated folks.
calling them a coon, no it wasn't jokes. Man, you tripping like your foot caught between the spokes. You couldn't hold a light next to hurricane. Southern Maine with better class and better brains. Out rebuilding our communities and other things. Like making up for all the damage from the dopest slang. Candace O, she's a queen in her own right. Not the type to monetize off her own plight. Working hard for black America day and night. Understand that you're not the only dog in this fight. Terrence K refused to be a product of the system. Bounce around the foster care, no he ain't a victim. You got probation and luckily died going to prison. Yeah, you believe you had the right to pose criticism? David Harris, I can tell the pain's authentic. He truly cares for the people, meaning all pigment. Your music is a reason why this generation's violent. Another reason why I couldn't stay silent. Miss Staten, she's a G, she did real time. All you do is talk about it, a real crime.